Today I didn't even have to use my AK. I gotta say it was a good day.
Oh boy. What if I told you comedian Aries Spears has found himself embroiled in another conflict, in some hot water again, boiling hot water. Aries Spears was on Big Boy's Neighborhood and made some comments about hip hop, an area he seems to talk about quite a bit, and one rapper in particular, Ice Cube, while on the West Coast. You can't make this stuff up. What is wrong with this dude? Like, really? Like, so many unforced errors.
I'm glad you said that.
But there's a flip side to that. Pac's not from the West Coast.
Right. And let me tell you too, Aries, the last couple and few days,
Yeah.
now it seems like there's this conversation of Tupac that I've never heard within the last, since this list dropped. I'm hearing so many, now people, even Complex double back, and they did do you consider Tupac a LA rapper? And now the content is like, no, he's not LA. Tupac is from Maryland. Tupac is from the East Coast. Tupac is from the Bay. Tupac represents the West Coast. It's all these things now where they're kicking up dust, having these conversations because these lists create that. I go somewhere, Aries in head, and people ask me, what's your top 5? I don't do top 5s. What's your GOAT? I don't do GOATs.
Want to see me shake this up real quick?
Go ahead.
Watch the comments. Now, when people talk about, you ask anybody, no matter where their region, give me a top 5 rappers. Pac's usually always in that list.
Right.
I don't ever put Pac up there with the top rappers because when I think rap, I think lyricist. Mm-hmm. Pac was not the greatest lyricist. Mm-hmm. He was energy. He was passion. He made you feel him. If that nigga said, nigga, tear the club up, you want to tear the club up.
Nah, Pac was more than that. Pac was a poet and a revolutionary as well. Like, come on, let's not forget that. You want to say he was less than just to kind of fit your argument, but it doesn't work that way. Already have a problem on his hip hop take. It's too simplistic.
Dear mama, you wanted to hug your mama. When you think about lyricism, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss, my lyrics, spitters.
All New York guys you just named, by the way.
Jay-Z, I'm gonna quote him. New York, home of the spitters. New York is a spitters.
All right, well, let's move
Well, Ray
on.
Vaughn said that Ice Spice is the king of New York right now. So.
Who said that?
I don't even know.
Ray Vaughn said
Ray
that.
Vaughn said Ice Spice is the king of New York. So
Hey, see, Ray Vaughn is this list. Ray Vaughn's just trying to start some shit. I'll see you soon, Ray Vaughn.
I don't know who Ray Vaughn is.
Right.
I don't know who Ray Vaughn or Ice Spice is. I'm gonna admit, because I catch flack for this. I am somewhat East Coast biased.
Right.
I'm West Coast biased.
But with heavy validation. Name to me rappers who are better than the ones I just said.
For me, if I'm going, Ice Cube is a lyricist.
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
Really?
He's the same.
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now?
Let me tell you something. Tommy Chung, comedian
That's
Tommy
egregious.
Chung.
I know Tommy Chung.
Tommy Chung did a great joke. He goes, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. Hey, Miss Jenkins, I looked at your chart. Now get up on that thigh.
That's racist. I don't know how it's racist, but what you just did is racist.
It's racist and it's some cold that I'm not gonna sit next to you.
Whatever that was racism.
He's a lawyer. I object, Your Honor. He wasn't even there.
Oh man.
As a surgeon, give me that scalpel so I cut into that spleen.
So you don't feel Ice Cube as a lyricist?
Not at all.
Wait a minute.
You don't think that-
One of the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I want to shoot the radio. Today was a good day.
One of the biggest songs ever.
Hey, you're not going to beat this hater beef if that is the song that set you off. Today was a good day by Ice Cube. Come on, man. This is ridiculous, Aries. You can't be that much of a hip hop purist and only be into lyricists and not understand the storytelling genius of Today Was a Good Day. The Isley Brothers. This is why you get called a hater. This is exactly why you get called a hater.
For one,
That's
Ice
crazy.
Cube is one of my favorite lyricists.
This is
So
Great guy.
not even on some great guy. Lyricist, man. when people say what's the best diss song, I go straight to No Vaseline from
That's
Ice
my
Cube.
camera right there, right?
Yeah. I go straight to No Vaseline, Ice Cube. The N-words you love to hate. All the shit with NWA. Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted album, one of the best hip hop albums to me,
Don't do
bro.
it for me at all.
Really?
No. No. It's so, and listen, let me be clear. I got love for the West Coast. Snoop's my guy.
I can tell.
Snoop's my guy. Snoop's first album, Doggy Style, I wore
Dude, I don't know if we continue this conversation or if we supposed to like pack him out right now. Like somebody in the comments gonna be like, Big, you in head? No,
Yeah.
but this is definitely your opinion.
Hey, somebody called Zoe Williams. I think Zoe Williams had the right idea. That was in the West Coast too. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, you can't have such abrasive takes and then not expect some pushback. Of course, this word got back to Ice Cube. I know he's a very busy man. He's running the Big Three right now. He's also basketball league. Like, he's got a lot of stuff going on, but somehow he was at an interview and somebody played him the clip of Aries Spears speaking so disparagingly. This is the thing, like, Ice Cube is a legend. How can you say you're a fan of the West Coast and not put Ice Cube highly regarded in there? He wrote the first raps for NWA, like literally wrote all of his own raps. He's getting credit for a pen. He's ghostwriting for people. He brought Yo-Yo out. He brought all these, like, multiple generations. Like, this is why Aries Spears' take is so unreasonable.
Yeah.
It's subjective.
Yeah, subjective very.
We only hit him 4 times, not
Right.
14.
What about the game as a lyricist?
That was
That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
I love how you brought the topic.
Was that a reference to Zoe Williams? That was about 14 bows, wasn't it?
Ice Cube's in the building. Yeah. What's happening?
What's happening with you, man?
Hey, I want to ask you something, man. I saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing
Is
that
he
you
a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. And I'm like, wow, like what?
Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor. The song that makes me want to jump out of a window is Have a Good Day.
Today was a good day. Rolling down the street in my 6'4". Police didn't come bother us no more. You might as well have them say green eggs and ham. Sam, I am.
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool, though. You know, everybody got their opinion, and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean? In the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register with us.
Ice Cube rather classily dropped bombs on Aries Spears, man, talking about his relevance. And you see that gets under a comedian like Aries' skin, because Aries prides himself on being one of the greatest comedians of his generation. He wants to be regarded as the Richard Pryors and Dave Chappelle's and everybody else. He wants to be on the Mount Rushmore. And he is talented as far as like doing voices and, you know, all his stand-up. Like, he sells out shows, you know what I mean? He does shows all over the country, comedy clubs all over the country. But what Ice Cube said, I'm sure some people have said that about him, that he's never made them laugh. Well, of course, you know Aries wasn't going to allow that to stand. Of course, he's going to respond.
Yo, what up, it's your boy Aries Spears here. Listen, I want to have a conversation with y'all about a word that I think is so overly used and abused. Hate/hater. Because apparently I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where, unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where, unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater. I don't understand that. Am I not allowed to have an opinion and voice it if it's not in the direction of everybody else?
Well, you got to know that when you're talking about somebody that is regarded as a legend, that his supporters and his fans are going to come back, rightfully so. They're going to say something. You know, you had two of them in the room there with you. Like they said, they were about to pack you out. But you can't act confused or be, when you're called a hater, when you unprovoked make a comment. It almost sounded like you had a set speech ready to talk trash about Ice Cube. Now, it's a material. You're a comedian. Obviously, we shouldn't take everything you say seriously, but come on, man. You got to understand why people have resistance and why people might want to call you a hater.
Recently, I was on Vlad TV and I did an interview and we were talking about hip hop and rappers, and Ice Cube came up. And I said, look, man, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube musically or theatrically. I'm not a fan. And somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it.
He never said he never heard of you. You're adding that for some reason. I don't know why.
Both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both ways. And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him for that. I just said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man.
You said a little bit more than you weren't a fan of his artistry. You literally did an impersonation talking about get up on that thing, whatever that it was. It was kind of funny, but I think Ice Cube could even realize it was probably a little bit funny, but still.
I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something as though I don't have love for anything. Listen, I'm a fan of basketball. Just not a big LeBron fan. I respect him, but I'm not a LeBron fan. But I love Jordan. I love Magic. I love Bird. I love D Wade. So how come that never gets highlighted? When it comes to rap music, yes, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube. I love Jay-Z. I love Nas. I love Jadakiss. I love Snoop. How come that don't get highlighted? When it comes to boxing, I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan, but I love Mike Tyson. I worshiped Ali. I love Roy Jones, who I know, and Roy's a fan of mine. So again, because I might not like something or someone, why is it hate instead of an opinion, a subjective opinion? Is that how moist we've become as a generation? That we can't not like something? That's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Like when you go on to say he's not a great actor and he's had a long story career, 30-year career as an actor, you know, like it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to give you a very valuable lesson that an acting teacher, a great acting teacher once gave to me. I had an issue with an actor that was very popular, that was out there in the movies and was oversaturated in my opinion. I said, you know, I'm just not a fan of what this actor does. I'm just not. And it was a conversation that was going on that spilled outside of the classroom into the common area at lunch. He pulled me to the side and he said, you know what? That actor is a fan of yours. And it stopped me for a second. I don't know if he was just trying to appeal to my ego at the moment, but it stopped me and it had me think for a second, like I'm literally out here alienating somebody just because I feel a certain way about their talent, or I feel a certain way about how they're oversaturated in the market or all the opportunities that they're getting. That person might be a fan of you. Aries Spears, what if Ice Cube was actually a fan of your comedy? until you said that very thing. What if he thinks you're the next Patrice O'Neal? Which I know you would like to be in that position, because I watched one of your specials and you matched all of Patrice's cadences. You literally studied his cadence and matched it. Think we didn't notice that? But that's the point. You never know who's a fan of you, and you run the risk of alienating them. There's no reason to be negative. There's no reason to be a hater, because what's for you is for you, and what's for them is for them. Well, anyway, what do y'all think about that? Is Aries Spears a hater? Is he simply hating on something that's obvious? People have made the joke about Ice Cube's acting before. And I will bring up another thing about acting, because it's an area that I have a lot of expertise in. The fact is, historically, when people played roles in Shakespeare, they could spend their whole life perfecting one role. So for you to say that Ice Cube plays the same character throughout, could this not be an examination of how one character gets morphed into different situations? How about, and Are We There Yet? It's a comedy situation. In Boys in the Hood, he's in a hood situation. I would say Ice Cube knows a little bit about what he's doing just because he's been doing it for as long as he has, you know? So be critical though you may, and I know it's your job to have these takes, obviously, to go on to different people's platforms and say something provocative so it can go viral. But you're getting a reputation as a hater. You never want to let your persona get in the way of what your real contribution is. Because I can admit Aries Spears is a very talented comedian, but don't let that get overshadowed. Don't let people, you got a whole West Coast fan base of Ice Cube that will not embrace your comedy just based on what he said. They like, Ice Cube ain't rolling with him, I don't mess with him either. It's kind of hard to beat the hater allegations when you have moments like this and you have to be corrected by your Mad TV castmates because you are looking at the game entirely wrong. Because you are looking at your artistry entirely wrong.
No. Why? How many rooms do you need?
It's just always been my dream since a kid that I want to be that dude. I want to be as big as Kevin Hart.
But you are that dude. My thing is,
in terms of talent and ability.
Right, but
my pockets don't show that.
But you know what? Your equation, I get it. But your equation you'll never be satisfied. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna be real.
Hold on.
No.
What's your number? Stop. What's the number?
Your
What's
equation will never be satisfied. Why? Because some other mother will come along that'll take and blow the world up, and you'll want to be that. And then some other will come around and have as talented as you, or possibly more, and then you're going to get upset because again, you focus on everything that is not you.
Hold up.
Everything you want,
wait a minute,
but not what's in your present space.
And see, it's moments like that bring things into perspective, that understand this is kind of why your reputation kind of precedes itself. This is what people are seeing. You got read down by somebody that's known you for a very long time in one of the most instrumental portions of your career, where you could have went up or down. And this is their analysis of where you are. This has a lot to do with how you respond, how you shoot off at Ice Cube when he hasn't provoked you in any way, shape, or form. Your opinion is a cover for what's going on with you internally. And I think that disconnect right there is always going to hold you back as an artist. You're going to need to add some vulnerability into your art, Aries Spears. And some humility. That will get you to that place that you've never been before. Trust me, I know. Got to be careful about that. But anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Fawcett Media.